This is the AI News Flash for July 10th, 2 a.m. UTC. First up, Chinese chip foundry Nexchip began trading in Hong Kong today, and its shares opened more than 10% above the offer price. Trading data shows the stock opened at 35.98 Hong Kong dollars against an offer price of 32.30, briefly touched 36.80 and was hovering in the $34 range about an hour into the session. According to Bloomberg, the Hefei-based company raised $890 million after pricing at the top of its range, with the Hong Kong offer set at a 57% discount to the last close of its Shanghai-listed shares. Nexchip is China's third-largest foundry behind SMIC and Huahong, and its debut was seen as a test of investor appetite for Chinese chipmakers after a wave of AI-related listings in Hong Kong. So far, it is off to a solid start. Next, Shanghai startup MScape Technology has raised more than 100 million yuan, roughly $14 million, in angel funding. Auto industry outlet Gasku reported the news today, with Matrix Ventures leading the round and state-owned investors from Shanghai's Minhang district participating. Founded in July 2025 and incubated by the Shanghai Artificial Intelligence Institute, the company builds a full-stack computing architecture called Dvorak, spanning chips, operating systems, and models for humanoid, wheeled, and quadruped robots, with an N-series compatible with mainstream ecosystems and a fully domestic T-series. MScape says it serves more than 300 robot makers, covering about 70% of the industry, with over 200 clients placing batch or small batch orders. The funding will go toward dedicated chips, production scaling, and team expansion as investors pile into the compute layer for embodied AI. Third, Anthropic announced that its services firm UST is bringing Claude into physical AI, deploying it for hardware validation on production lines. UST builds engineering environments for semiconductor, automotive, and manufacturing companies. On its IDEC platform, Claude Code reads schematics and pinouts, writes and runs regression tests, and compares live equipment data against digital twins to flag issues. The company says this cuts validation cycles by 50 to 70%, condensing 4-day turnarounds into 48 hours. The UST is also training 20,000 associates worldwide on Claude and extending AI agents to its healthcare, telecom, and banking platforms. It is a notable example of generative AI moving into the physical domain of pre-production hardware testing. Finally, Israeli startup Velocity has raised $27 million in seed funding to build monetization infrastructure for AI applications, as reported by Israeli tech outlet CTech on July 8th. The round was led by NFX and Red Dot Capital Partners, with participation from Stardom Ventures, Corner Ventures, and Transcend. The founding team, including CEO Tal Shoham, are former ironSource and Unity executives. They are targeting a core problem for AI companies: rising model, serving costs, combined with the difficulty of converting massive free user bases into paying customers using advertising and payments infrastructure. Shoham says the ambition is to build something like ironSource, but for AI native companies instead of gaming. With AI apps multiplying rapidly, the monetization layer is emerging as a new investment theme. That's all for this AI News Flash.